It's done. And now what I have to do is my mortise and tenoning work. And this is approximately how wide. I'm making end tables here. And this is approximately how side is going to be about this long. And what I'm going to do is I'll put a mortise in here and one in here on all the legs on the sides. And on the front I'm going to put a solid board across the back and put a drawer in the front, so the bottom will have kind of a shelf bracket. But I've already started making my tenons. These are the side panels, and I have to cut these down yet. But I'm going to hit this with a shoulder plane to get this edge as clean as possible. But this is how I'm doing my mortises, my tenons. This is a rabbiting jig. I believe it's a 1-inch rabbiting jig. And I set it for 1/4 inch high and 3/4 from the table. And I lined up my table. I lined up my table with my square here. I did that with the T-square pretty much, and it worked. It wasn't too hard to do. I just had to set my depth of cut here about how much I wanted. Put this in place, and then pretty much just set my square here, and the fence is square, and I'm only cutting in about this much space anyhow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this, clean the dust off, make sure it's nice. Gotta take this. I'm going to set my to hold this down. I don't want it jumping up at me. I'm making a 3/4 inch cut all in one shot. I'm doing this slowly, and it's right. It's not burning or chipping. By rights, I probably should go 2 passes. That would be nice, but I'm just going to do it slowly this way. This is poplar. It's not really hard. I have to hold the board in and against this fence at the same time. It's a pretty nice cut. This has to get sanded a little bit. I'll use the shoulder plane, and clean it a little bit. Now I gotta do the other side. That was my last tenon cut. Now what I have to do is come in this way, probably about 3/4 of an inch. It'll give me a nice wide tenon. So after I'm going to reset this now. Okay, what we have to do is set our bit height a little higher. So I set the 3/4 inch mark here. Okay, that's right on the money right there. Lock it down. Take this off. Take that out. Okay. It's nice up against the fence. Locked down good. Don't move anywheres. Okay. Okay, locked down nice and tight. So, tenon. I set through this one. I'll clean it up with the chisel and the shoulder plane. Get it, you know, as perfect as I can. Take a little bit more off this one. Originally only cut that one to like 5/8, so I want to go to 3/4. Okay, this is a tenon. Now what I'll do on this with the shoulder plane is I'll take this tip off a bit. cut around. Okay, what I did was I referenced off the top of the legs. They're all the same height. And then I drew my mark where the tenon's gonna go. And I measured 1/4 of an inch from the face here. And I'm hitting the thing there. I'll draw it out with the pencil, but that's where my mortise is going to go. Okay, I've got it marked off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plunge all the way down on the ends, and then I'm going to do several passes at different depths as I go along. Now I have to set the depth to high and make a pass. Now, let's see, our board is here. Okay. Okay, my thickness is a little bit too wide on this board, and the edges have to be, so I have to narrow it down. Okay, here's the my mortise and my tendon, and they fit together like that, nice and tight. And these go in here. And that's as far as I've gotten. I've got to put the other boards together yet for this one. And I've got a mortise and tenon these. Got one guy done here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand them, finish sand them, and then stain them before I glue it, because I don't want to have to deal with the glue. But yeah, we're getting there. What's important is the distance between here and here have to be exactly the same here and here, because when you put your sides in here, if that's narrower and this is wider, then the draw is going to be towed in, and as you close the draw, it'll jam. So you really have to get these two rails perpendicular. Parallel, very parallel. But that's as far as I got so far. Okay. Later, guys.